What's up, guys? This is the What's Next podcast, and it is just Sean and I today. We wanted to talk to you guys sort of directly and talk about a few things, a few points of business. And so first, I want to address, we've been absent from the podcast game for about a month, and to kind of give the reasons behind that. Both Sean and I are getting into our classes, into our schedules, and so we have a number of other things outside of this going on, and that has sort of drawn our focus away from you guys and looking at what's next with us and Huntsville as well. And so I'll let you go ahead and talk about what you've got going on.
So, I love doing the podcast. I love talking to y'all. It's just, life gets in the way sometimes. Like Dylan said, we're trying to get into our classes and we're trying to really finish up because I know Dylan's going to a new school next year. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to finish up with my last year here. And, we just wanted to reach out and let y'all know that we're still here. We're still doing the podcast thing. And we wanted to also recognize some of the people that have come on the podcast within the last year and give a little shout out to some people. I know it's some cool podcasts that I've been thinking about because I love always going back and rewatching the podcast because I love to see how I can improve on what we have done and see what I can do differently and kind of switch it up.
How crazy is it that it's been just under a year since we posted our first one, and looking at the difference between our most recent and the first one is insane.
You see
it's crazy. I definitely do.
I do too. I definitely have switched up kind of my editing style a little bit of trying to make it more clean and more crisp. But that's another thing. As we continue to go on, we'll keep dialing in that audio. Right. We'll keep dialing in the visuals because that's a big thing for me, guys, of trying to bring the best content to y'all because I want you to, and really, enjoy the podcast for what it is. But I want you to learn from the podcast, but I want it to be a good visual, pleasing thing too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. So you were about to talk about what's your favorite podcast this year? So
it's really hard because we've had about 10 or 11 people on so far, so it's a lot of people that have come on. I know one that really stuck out to me because I was thinking about the other day about AI, and we had Chris on. Chris, he was doing his he was making a fitness app, but he was deploying AI within that to kind of learn you so it could give you personalized recommendations for health. And, thinking about how we're AI is kind of becoming more a thing now, even within the past 6 months of, ChatGPT coming out. I know we've talked about that a little bit. So that's just something that really, really sticks in my brain of wow, I loved learning about that because, even behind the scenes, some stuff we talked about, we all, you might have an idea about how this stuff works, but until you really talk to somebody that's doing it, you really don't know so much. I didn't. I had an idea, but...
Right. And also one really cool thing is it's Chris, with him in specific, he had such a big idea. And he just said, how can I make this work? How can I do it?
Right.
And that's one of the things, from the podcast I've been able to learn, and from our guests too, is anybody who has ideas, if they have the dedication and the fortitude to make it happen, then they will do it. And thinking about the guests, Jackson Bridges, who is doing tons of stuff in metaverse technology and that sort of world.
In AR, augmented reality, fashion, different augmented reality things. That really stuck out to me too.
Yeah.
I really like that because just as we continue to go more digital, that's going to be a thing. A lot of people might say virtual reality glasses, people would never use that. But I guarantee in the future, people are going to be wearing virtual reality glasses that you can now see all this stuff in your world.
Oh, yeah. This is true. This is true, and I think that podcast was that conversation was one of my favorites, because we really heard about sort of the direction that him as an individual was taking, but also how it was correlated to the industry. And
Right.
with our entrepreneurial guests, like Lori Ann with her photography business, and others, it really gives us an idea. It broadens our perspective
Right.
into other realms that we would not have been. We would be interested in, but we wouldn't have
We wouldn't have
dove into it the
that
way we
much
did.
of knowledge about it. And that's
Right.
kind of what we wanted to come on here and talk to y'all about as well. Just kind of giving y'all a recap of what we've been up to. But we also wanted to extend a reach out to y'all and say that, if you are an entrepreneur, if you're creative, if you're doing anything in like a tech space or anything that you think's real cool, please don't hesitate to reach out to one of us or reach out to the Instagram. It'll be what's next _Huntsville. We should have all the links below
Yeah, we
this
will.
video. So please, if y'all are doing something cool, reach out to us. We'd love to have you on and talk to you and learn about your field and learn about what you got going. Really.
Oh yeah, definitely. Do not hesitate to reach out. And one idea. This is not an announcement, but one idea that I've had of is having, like, you mentioned it before we started filming, about the idea that what we are doing with the podcast is we are enhancing and also building a sort of community of people who are like minds, that are interested in getting their name out and talking to other people about their world. And so I had an idea. Again, this is not an announcement, but I had an idea about doing an event, either a party or some sort of event where we have our guest, and we also want to extend the invitation to our viewers as well, to come out and talk and have a good time and that sort of thing. Sort of have a culmination of minds and interests, and something beautiful can come from that for sure. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I hope
That would be
that.
awesome. I'm excited for that. So that's kind of what's up next for us. Really, is we're gonna continue on with our behind the scenes stuff, but we're gonna continue on built thinking of these new ideas for like an event possibly with y'all and our guest, and then possibly thinking about new people to come on, and hopefully we should have a new studio soon.
Yes,
That's a big
that's
thing. I'm
another
excited
thing.
about that. As we transition over to that, hopefully we can dial in the audio a little bit and the visuals,
yeah.
so it'll be a little bit more pleasing for y'all. But just big things coming, and I'm excited.
Yeah, dude, me too. And again, do not hesitate to reach out to us. And we are very interested and excited to hear what is next for you guys. But again, we appreciate you guys listening and tuning in to our podcast, and all of your continued support. We appreciate it.
Yes, of
And
course. We love you guys.
oh yeah,
We do
And-
it for y'all, for real. We do it for us too, to gain the knowledge and talk to these people. But I also, like I said, rewatching the old podcast, because I do that type of stuff because I want to make the best content possible for y'all.
Oh, yeah.
And for new viewers, and I just want to like you said, kind of bring everyone together.
Yeah. And so, again, you guys look forward to what we've got coming, and we will catch you on the next time.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Peace.